No. No. Only once. No, I haven't. My last follow was sending in the photos, but I haven't followed up. Yeah. The Kenneth Morgan, I haven't followed up with them.
I'm not leave it in your hands. I'm going to take it over. I'm not going to expect you to do it. I'm going to do it myself when I can. Then that expectation is off you and it doesn't happen. Okay? You don't have to do it, okay?
Check. 1 2 1 2. Let me check my volume, my levels. What it do? Ooh, the lighting is a little off. Hopefully, I see you guys in the building. What it is? Vader Games TV episode 70. No, what am I saying? Episode 7. Relax, Vader. Relax. Episode 7 of CIA Intelligent Agendas. This is week 30 in the Premier League. Week 30 in the Premier League, and what you can see right here on screen, clear and simple. I'm going to adjust the lighting. Bear with me. But the thumbnail, if you're following me on Twitter, if you're following the channel, you obviously get the notifications. But more importantly, you're seeing what we're about to discuss. And first and foremost, my peeps come first. First things first, my peeps come first. Thank you for tuning in. It's going to be a great show. I'm sorry for the delay. This show was supposed to happen on Sunday. It was Easter weekend for many. We postponed things, keeping in mind how it would be best for everyone involved. Move it to a Monday. All right. I'm actually wearing the wrong glasses for this. We're all messed up right now. Now I got to do this first. I'm going to adjust the lighting, and then I'm going to go to those who are first in the building. We got to do this proper. We got to do that right. So let me go to the lighting. Let me adjust this. Let me adjust that really quick. How's that? No. There we go. It's a little bit better. All right, let me shout out who's first in the building. Daniel's first in the building. You know what to do. Got to shout out the first. You get the notification. You see it. You drop a comment. Love to see it. I'm seeing such great numbers in terms of viewing right now. If you guys can all do me the hugest favor and look somewhere on your screen, look somewhere on your laptop, on your tablet, on your computer, whatever. Look for that little, I think it looks like this. Just click that. Click that thumbs up button. Let's get it popping. Michael in the building goes, looking forward to a great discussion on everything City as usual, Vader mate. Thank you so much. Michael in the building. Dudley, good evening, Vader. You know what it is. Sir Alan, Pep Mancini. We hear you. And again, behind the scenes, I had to adjust that. Didn't even realize, but thank you, Alan. Michael goes, great to see you on Durley. Oh, you on Durley, mate. All the best to you and yours, mate, from Dublin. Blue, my guy. FIFA. Simple high, I like it. Sean in the building. Evening Blues. Hi, Vader. See, that's what we talk. We talk amongst each other and shouting out the host. You see what it is. FIFA 7-0. 7-0. Holland 3 tomorrow? FIFA Holland 3? we'll kind of get into it, but we do have the CIA to get into it. Zane in the building, big up my guy Vader. Zane, thank you for being here. I know you're an op, but I appreciate the combos we have and you being here, my guy. Sir, boom. Let's go. All right. Let me make sure I'm not missing anyone here. I see you guys. I hope you're good, FIFA. Yeah, see the hellos amongst the group. I happen to love. I love it. The girl RK, big up. You know what it is. Thank you for being on the channel. Got a feeling Pep plays. All right. He has a feeling. You have a feeling. We'll leave it at that. There's going to be previews. Trust me. There was a preview on True City Fan. Preview Mancunian way. You know what it is. Sean, great to be a blue. Hello, Sir Alan. Hope you're up for the match. Up for the watch along tomorrow. Watch along. Who's doing the watch along tomorrow? Let me know in the comments. Who is actually going to do a watch along tomorrow? Mancunian way goes, evening Vader. Hope you're well. Smash those likes. Thank you so much, Martin. Yep, all is good. Easter Monday. Family's healthy. Able to spend some good time with fams. Good eats. It was nice. Andrew in the building. Hail up, raise up. You know what it is. Let's go. We wish you and yours best, FIFA mate. Thank you. Trouble Father in the building. He goes by that as well. Mancunian way. Super City. Yes, Vader. Thank you so much. I see you guys in the comments. And now we're going to get this going. I sent the link out within the CIA group chat. I know that True City fan Patrick, he's in the gym. He's getting his pump on, right? He's working out. So he may not be here with regards to the interaction. I know Gundo is kind of like en route. So he may not have settled, but that's not going to stop this show from going. And at the same time, it is Easter Monday. So I told the guys, I know that Sunday is going to be extremely difficult. And on top of that, truth be told, it wasn't going to work for me either. All right. So we're going to push it to Monday. Those that are available, we're here. Those that are not, we are still going to have the combo. And those of you right now in the chat with the comments, with the likes, I appreciate it. I know a lot's going on. Don't come over here enough, so I'll make that change. Super City, when you got a chance, I know scheduling things don't always match up, right? It's not always something that's possible to do or available to do. So we're going to adjust this real quick. I'm actually going to change this. I'm going to do this. I don't enjoy wearing those glasses on screen. So we're going to change that. Hold on. Yeah, I like these better. Okay. The ones I had on were transition lenses, so have a little weird kind of like tinting lens on it. My bad. All right, FIFA, easy win, no problem. Slow down with that easy win. Relax. I'm gonna bring Pitch Points Gundalorian. He's backstage right now. I'm gonna bring him into the mix shortly as I finish up these comments. Phillips will boss it. Phillips may get some time when the game's handled. Emmanuel in the building. Sit. Mancunian way. Watch along is for away tie, mate, not home. That's true. This first leg's happening at home. It's happening at home. No watch along tomorrow. It's the second leg. All right, perfect. Sean, it's clear with that one. Bye Bayern. Yes, but it's 2 legs, so let's chill. Michael goes, sorry, Dudley, mate. Misspelling there, mate. Wishing you and yours the best from Dublin, Ireland. All right, no worries. We're clear with that one. FIFA, we got to slow down. Exactly, we got to slow down. No, being confident is cool. But we do got to slow down. Let me bring Mancunian. Let me bring Pitch Points Gundalorian into the mix. You're on stage right now. How you doing, Gundo?
Hey, good to be here, mate. No worries.
Hey, great to have you. I was just telling everyone that with it being Easter weekend, the weekends become a little challenging in terms of doing the show. We have the show typically routine, almost religiously on Sundays, but I had to make the adjustments because it didn't quite work for me with regards to Easter. And I know you were traveling too, coming back. So we're here on Monday. We're going to make the best of it. All right. We got a great amount of people in the comments right now. So we're going to get into it properly. Let me remind you, if you're here for the first time, So I'm not reminding you. I'm actually telling you. But if you've been here before, I'm reminding you. This is CIA Intelligent Agendas. What we do here as a group, we're the intelligent City fans. No disrespect to other City fans. Don't get me wrong. But we're the intelligent City fans. We're here guarding against rivals. Okay? We're here guarding against rivals. We're here to deal with not only the threats against our club, but we're also here to deal with some potential targets. And we assign ourselves some missions, right? When we hear crazy comparisons, for example, Foden versus Saka or Odegaard versus KDB, when we hear things like that, we're like, whoa. You can have those feelings. You can throw out those opinions, but let's back this up with some concrete facts. And that's what we do here at CIA. We're here for you guys, and we're going to get into it today with regards to this week 30. Klilnical in the building. Let me bring him from backstage. Klilnical, how you doing? Thanks for being on the show.
I'm good, bro. Big up to both of you guys. Actually, I'm doing good, and hope you guys had a good Easter break.
Yep, wicked. And again, if you guys are returning here or you're new here for the first time, trust me, in the description of this channel are links. The pitch points, links to Klilnical, both have YouTube channels, as well as Mancunian Way and True City Fan pitch points. We've got it all. Together. So one-stop shop. You see it, click on it. If I get a sub, please give them a sub. We go up by one, they go up by one, and vice versa. Now, it's week 30. I took this off screen. Let me put it back on screen. It is week 30. That means there's 8 more weeks within the league. Not everyone has 8 more games within the league, but it is week 30. And what we're going to do, what we do every week, is we go and we look at the standings. Let me put that on screen. Let me take this off, put this on, and let me click on this. Oh, wait, did I do something wrong? Why is my image off? Oh, there we go. Okay. So every week we go to the standings. Let me see here. Okay, excellent. Every week we go to the standings and we talk. We talk about the season. We talk about our competitors. We talk about our opponents. And what I want to address today is our least threatening team to discuss. And I make sure to throw this out to Gun DeLorean, pitch points. He goes by teacher, professor, doctor, depending on what he's actually breaking down to you. His level of knowledge is vast. But what I want to point out is, and let me start that, is the standings, and we put it on screen. I actually have to scroll down, Gun DeLorean. I actually have to scroll down because the 11th ranked team doesn't even show up if I have this set the way it is. I've got to scroll all the way down, and at the bottom we have what was, or many would say is mighty Chelsea.
Yeah. You know,
good.
I mean, go back to when Frank was hired to Chelsea. I let it kind of simmer for 24 hours. I did some thinking about this. And I asked myself the question. So Frank Lampard was sacked from Chelsea for incompetence, right? He went to Everton, took them to relegation zone, and was sacked about a month or 2 ago, or maybe 3 months ago.
Yeah.
In the relegation zone, right? Sean Dyche has come in, and they're out of the relegation zone. And then Chelsea sack Potter, who's terrible, by the way. And then they hire Frank Lampard again.
Right.
What exactly is the point? Having spent 600 million pounds in this calendar, this season so far, to be 11th. To be 11th in the table. While teams like Brentford, Brighton, Newcastle, Fulham, I believe, are all above the Aston Villa. Let's be clear. Aston Villa were in the relegation zone, close to the relegation zone, 3 points above the relegation zone, about the same time, right?
Good point. Yep.
About the same time that he came in was when they bought all those players or so. And now they're challenging for top 6 as we speak.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shambles.
It's
a shambles. The problem now is 11th place is not even European competition. They can't even get
far from it. Far
right?
from it. Yeah. Yeah.
So their hopes all rely on the fact that somehow Lampard is going to get those players to beat Real Madrid twice, to beat either Bayern Munich or City, to get to the final and beat Napoli or beat Milan or all those other clubs. That's the hope. And that's the hope that somehow they will be able to do that. I don't know. I just scratched my head. I saw some numbers today that said Chelsea are the first Premier League club in the history of the Premier League to lose £1 billion in loss to basically to rack up £1 billion in pre-tax losses.
I saw
of the Premier League.
I saw your note in the group chat, Carl. And this is what's funny. You know how you get so preoccupied with what your club's doing. You're worried about what's the next race. But here at CIA, obviously, we're still keeping our eyes on what we have to do and then what our competition and oppositions are doing. When you told me, when you shared those details, those financial details with regards to Chelsea, I'm like, Bowley clearly does not have a plan because of the changes that he's making with regards to the players. And the reason why I say that is because how could you invest in so many players? And I get it, the quote unquote loophole, the amateurization and over the years. So yeah. But how could you invest in so many players with not even have a proper vision for the manager?
Well, I want to just destroy this whole idea that somehow he was smart enough to figure out there's a loophole. There was no loophole.
Right.
Just be clear, right?
Mm-hmm.
All the directors of football across all 19 clubs knew about the fact that you can amortize over a longer time. It's knowledge. It's common knowledge, right?
Right.
You just think it's stupid. So they don't do it because they think it's stupid.
Yeah.
Because why would you pay a player, give him a contract for 7 years? What if he doesn't perform well? What if he has problems?
Exactly.
Take, for example, Joao Cancelo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Imagine if we had given him a 7-year contract. And now we get into the point where his behavior turns sour and is a cancer to the group. What do you do then? Keep loaning him out? I keep paying half the salary? You can't sell it?
Yeah. It wasn't clever. It wasn't clever business. It wasn't clever strategy. It was a way to, obviously trick the books because not everything is paid up front, right? It's broken over many years. But at the same time, to your point, these are players. There's nothing to say that these players are going to hold that value for the length of these 7-year contracts. And that's why other managers, to your point, sorry, not other managers, but other boards, other clubs don't make those decisions because they realize how risky it is. I want to put up, and this is what, let me go back actually to the standings because we showed that Chelsea are 11th. But more importantly, we got to point out Chelsea are 11th with 30 games played, 10 wins, 9 draws, 11 losses, and their goal differential is actually -2. This is a horribly ran club. And I have a few friends that are Chelsea fans. So, but I'd be lying to you if I said that I felt bad or I felt sorry for them, because I think
there are a few that I like and I feel sorry for. There are a few. Abdullahi, the Blue Studios one. There are a few guys out there who I really like and respect. My friend Ty is another Chelsea fan.
Mm-hmm.
I do like and respect.
Yeah, good dudes. Yeah.
But there are some out there who are just blinded by just lunacy in the way they think about this. It's and I have no pity or empathy for them, right? Because we told them that this idea that somehow Bowley is a smart guy, investment banker, and figured out there's a 7-year loophole he can use. No. You're telling me that Kowloon doesn't know that there's a 7-year, you can do 7 years? Of course he knows. It's just a stupid idea.
Yeah.
It's just a stupid idea. Nobody does that. What are you doing? What if the kid gets injured? What do you do then? You put him on 7 years? So if he gets injured in year 1, from year 2 to 6, you're going to keep paying him?
It's
when you need
insane.
cash flow, when you top four is not guaranteed.
Now we do this every week, and I'm going to throw this to you real quick. All right, and Clinical, I'm gonna get your point on this as well. But we look at what Chelsea has to deal with moving forward, but we also have to remember that this on Saturday they played against Wolves. Okay, they played against Wolves, and this may not be a surprise to those of you in the chat. This may not be a surprise to Gundo or Clinical, but they ended up losing 1-0 to Wolves. The quality, the investment, the change in manager, like as you mentioned, started the season with Tuchel, then went to Potter, now with Lampard. They did not help them in any favor. They lost 1-0. Now, Clinical, I'm sure you didn't watch this game. I did not watch this game. If I have trouble sleeping, I'm gonna watch a Chelsea game. But were you surprised when you saw the final result of 1-0 loss to Wolves away? You're on mute if you're talking. Oh, Clinical might not be there right now. Gundo, were you surprised by the result of the 1-0 loss?
No, I wasn't surprised. I mean, the trend is clear all season. I mean, what do they have? That Erling Haaland has more goals than the whole team, the Chelsea team combined.
So what does this mean?
I mean, let me put it this way, right? I know this is your guy, right? But when you get Kai Havertz and you get Raheem Sterling as your strikers, what do you expect to happen? Goals? You're not going to get goals. We know what it feels like.
You're going to expect more than what they're doing, unfortunately. Let me look at their lineup. Let me look at their lineup real quick. Yeah, that's true. They started with Sterling on the right, Havertz in the middle, João Felix on the left, Kovacic, Enzo Fernandez, and Gallagher in the midfield. I mean,
I think what's going on. I thought about this morning. Here's my opinion on them. Right, I really think the problem is not even the manager. I think it's the mentality of the players. I don't think they're really there to be there. They're not motivated.
Like they're going through the motions this
season. They're going through the motions. They're going through the motions. Because there's no excuse, no way you can tell me
they've got too much quality. I agree. There's too much quality for them to be this bad.
Doesn't make any sense. Maybe João Felix is motivated because he wants to prove a point. Enzo's motivated. But Gallagher, really? Sterling, Kai Havertz can't hit a barn door. Cucurella, he runs around the whole place. Koulibaly looks old and slow. Wesley Fofana at Leicester, is he really top quality? Would we have him in our squad? Would Liverpool have him? Probably not. Reece James, decent, but he's dropped a yard because of his injury.
Yeah.
I mean, who would you really have from this squad in your team to replace one of ours? Maybe the only person I would say is probably.
There was a time where I would have said
João.
Yeah, but there was a time where I would have said João Felix. But now this show, him playing in the Premier League, it's not been impressive. It's not been, like. Seeing him from afar, you're like, oh, I wonder, what if he is at City? But now seeing him up close playing for Chelsea is just like, nah, he's not it. FIFA goes, he bets Sterling regrets moving. And FIFA, I would agree with you, from a football standpoint, the game that's played, being able to express yourself, being amongst other winners and looking to really deliver on something, accomplish something, he's definitely having regrets. Because there's nothing that's going to be accomplished over at Chelsea. They're not playing for anything. It's terrible.
Well, this is kind of what we at the start of the season when I heard that Sterling was going to go, and this is kind of what my frustration was: is that who's his agent? Who's advising this guy? Because if you sit down and peel it back, there's just no reason to go except for pride and stubbornness. And somebody's in his ear. Think about it, guy. You have Erling Haaland coming in. Jesus is going, which means you're going to get more game time. Okay, you may not play all the games, but at least you play many games. You compete for the right hand side or the left hand side with Jack if you want to. You get rotated. You get the opportunity to maybe win a trophy. Maybe it's the FA Cup or the Premier League. Just relax, guy. Relax. Just ease. Just chill. And there we are today. Wanted to leave. Got more money. Wanted more minutes. How they played 15 games a season or 16 games a season. It's You have to
No,
ask who's advising you, guy.
the thing that's going to be interesting for year 2 with regards to Sterling and Chelsea is, and it's because when you then go back and you kind of see how things played out, if he were to, I think I would agree with you. If he were to look at what's happening at Chelsea, but on top of that, look at what's happening at City, and knowing that him just competing in his normal level would have meant being in the mix and being in the pursuit of some great wins, he definitely would have changed his mind. I think what's difficult in hindsight, because I believe he left before Jesus had left, if I remember correctly. I think he was the first one to leave before Jesus and Zinchenko. So it's like, I agree with you. If it may be like, let's, pump your brakes a little bit, see how things kind of settle before you make that decision. He may have been better off. I'm going to put this comment on screen. I've started, and we're going to come back to it, skills. But yes, you're right. I did say that Arsenal were going to win 4-1, 5-1.
And what did I say?
You did say that Liverpool were going to win, but we're going to skills. We're going to go back to it. I was not jinxing them. Trust me, I was not jinxing them. I thought that the quality that Arsenal had or have should have warranted that type of win. But we'll address it when we get to the Liverpool.
Yeah, I got to run in like 2 minutes. I got a game to practice on. That's why.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
So let me conclude. Let me conclude with the Chelsea really quickly, and then I'll get your take. So Chelsea next game is against Real Madrid. They play Wednesday. They play at Real. What would you say is your prediction for them? Win, lose, or draw?
They're out.
They're losing?
Yeah, they're out.
Do you think the ties? You think they're going to have such a bad performance on this first tie that
it's not that they're just out? They just don't go through. I don't see how.
Okay.
I don't see how.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong again. Maybe this is all they're banking on. And
no, you're the intelligence.
You're 2-0 or 3-1.
You're the intelligence agents with regards to Chelsea. Yeah. So I'm taking your word for that, and I'm in agreement.
I'd like them to go through so we can play them. I would love that. Great.
I like that. I like that angle actually. And then obviously they're gonna play again before we actually do another CIA show. So they play Brighton at Stamford Bridge.
Jeez, that's a difficult game. The only thing is I don't know if De Zerbi is going to be there on the sideline. Is he going to be there?
Oh, right, because of the red card. He may not be. He may not be. I don't know.
Unless they appeal it.
Yeah, he may not be. Okay, so if he's there.
Oh, if he's there, the Brighton smoked them, man.
Brighton smoked them. Okay, if he's not there at Stamford Bridge.
It's a little tighter. Maybe a draw.
Maybe a draw. Okay. All right. I'm gonna take your word for that. I know you got to go, so whenever you do, it's all good. Now this is Chelsea, 11th in the league right now. They, like Carl said, they haven't even scored as a club as many goals as Erling Haaland has scored. Absolutely embarrassing. Let me go to the comments real quick. Skills wants to make sure he goes 3-1 Real Madrid. Sean lets me know he goes Chelsea are snobs plastic club. I hear you. I know what you're getting at. No sympathy. Exact opposite to City fans. Oh, they have a level of entitlement that does kind of rub you the wrong way. Especially how now in Chelsea's DNA, this get rid of this manager onto the next, like that type of acceptance. It's cringe. It's cringy for me. I can't really go with it, but I hear your point with regards to Chelsea. Clinical's back in the building. Clinical, Carl's gonna have to leave real quick, but I want him to hear what your take is on Chelsea versus Real Madrid. In Real Madrid, who wins Champions League?
Honestly, going back to your initial conversation about them hiring Lampard, and I know Gundogan was asking why he doesn't see the point of why they hired him. So after I noticed they were flirting with the idea of signing Nagelsmann or signing Luis Enrique, the fact that they didn't get either and then got Lampard now and postponed those conversations for the summer told me that they're writing off the rest of this season. I don't think they're confident about going past Real Madrid. And I don't want to count them out because they do have history in this competition. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say they have no chance, but when you're making decisions like this, and Real Madrid is a team that they're not winning La Liga this season. I highly doubt it. I know that they're looking at this Chelsea game and Ancelotti as a manager that is under pressure right now for not winning La Liga. He will
Mm-hmm.
be looking at this Chelsea game and taking it very, very important. So I don't see Chelsea getting past them. I don't think they beat them in either leg.
Okay. I'm not mad at that. You know me, and I kind of get stick about this every once in a while. Carl Gundelorian Pitch Points, thanks so much for being on the show. Make sure you guys sub to his channel as well. Details are in the description of this video. Now, I get people think I'm joking. People think I'm clowning. People think I'm just making fun, but I'm not. I actually point out some things that I find to be brilliant with regards to behind the scenes, club investments, and that nature. Many think that what I say about Spurs is tongue in cheek, but no, I actually find it fascinating that they've been able to be so profitable without really winning any hardware. They've been able to grow their fan base without winning anything. I think it's absolutely amazing. But with regards to Chelsea now, I think what Todd Bowley's done, what their board's done with regards to hiring Frank Lampard is brilliant. It's brilliant because you know what it does? It draws on the emotional strings of the fan base. Because they like Klilnical just mentioned, this season's pretty much a write-off. What really are they going to accomplish? All right, yeah, they could probably do their best and get a freak result, but are they really going to win Champions League? Where are they really going to finish the rest of the season? The fact that they hired Frank Lampard is absolutely brilliant because the fan base won't turn on him. They know he's just a stopgap, and I saw it in the comments. Who mentioned that Frank is just temporary? You're right. He's just there to help with the transition, and at the same time, because he's there, he's going to prevent the fan base from turning on the club. Essentially, they may turn on the owner and be like, "What the heck's going on?" But this is year one for the owner. They're going to be pretty calm. This is Frank Lampard. So in stadium, traveling fans, home fans, they're not going to abuse Frank. They're just not going to do that. Let me see if I can get. My bad. Let me try to get caught up with these. Mancunian Way. He's the one that says Lampard is only temp until they interview candidates. Remember, that's true. That's true. So there's a lot that's going to be in the mix. Skills goes 3-1 to Real Madrid. I see that. Michael, thank you so much. He goes, wishing you and yours all the best, FIFA mate from Dublin, Ireland. That's respect, my guy. He's always shouting out people in the comments. Good to be back. So hyped for tomorrow. Cap, tomorrow, that's going to be a serious conversation. I am going to be really concise with this show. However, though, I do have to be really concise with this show. Now, let's go. We see it on screen. You can see my cursor right over there, right? You can see it right over there. So Chelsea, we just discussed. Above them, we got Fulham. Fulham's got 11 more wins than them. We've got Brentford ahead of them at 9th, and they happen to have less losses in turn, which are more draws. So that's why they're higher up the list. This next club at 8th, and I think they remained at 8th, but we got Liverpool. They had an important game this past weekend, but Liverpool, 29 games played, so they do have a game in hand. They've got 12 wins, 8 draws, 9 losses. Not the best season for Liverpool. Are they going to make a fight for top 4? It doesn't look likely. They got Brighton ahead of them. They got Aston Villa. They got Tottenham, and they got United. It doesn't look like top 4 is in the mix at all. Zane, I know you're not going to be happy hearing that. You'll probably come to terms with it. You know it is what it is. I'm going to say this before we move on to the game that was played. I think the fact that top 4 isn't a real possibility for Liverpool, the fact that they're not going to be playing for Champions League, because of their history, their heritage, right, their legacy, could they still get big names to come to the club? Yes, I don't think that's a problem. But the financial gains that they get for being top 4, the guaranteed money for competing in Champions League, does that prevent them from signing names because they don't have that incoming cash flow? Although they have put money aside. They've put money aside the last 2-3 years, knowing that a Jude is going to come in. So do they have Jude and some other players to strengthen that squad. We don't know. But maybe not competing in Champions League is going to be a good thing. Remember, Klopp with Liverpool, when they were discarding, the Carabao Cup, discarding the FA Cup, and really just pursuing the league and Champions League, that's when he was really having his success. Could that be something that really benefits them next year, right? Silver lining, right? All he has to do is put all of his efforts into what may be a small squad, what may be a trusted 11 or 12, and just focus on the league. I think Klopp and just the league to focus on is going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem next year. Let me see you guys in the comments. We got Brush in the building. He goes, like, share, and sub. Thank you so much. I'm not on all social platforms. So if you happen to be on Facebook, you happen to be on TikTok, on Snapchat, and those, if you can share this channel, much appreciated. Dre goes, I'm going to admit, I admire City's achievements, but I do feel now the UCL is the only missing. It's the only one missing, especially for non-UK fans. I hear that. And we got Martin in the building, just brought him from backstage. Martin, thanks for being on the show. We're just going through the comments before we actually talk about Liverpool. Hope you're doing well. Now we've got Michael, and sorry, going back to Dre. Dre, I hear you. The Champions League is the one that's still missing. It continues to be a pursuit of us, club, fan base, players. We know the players want to win it. And another thing that's so amazing is because we don't have one, when it is won, it is going to be exceptional from a memory standpoint, from a moment in time, right? From a flashpoint. Where were you when City won their first Champions League? It's gonna be huge, and I think a lot of players are inspired and eager to do it, eager to be the first for the club. It's going to be amazing energy. Michael goes, to all the Mancunian Way community, please help out this great guy, build up his subscribers base. Thanks, Blues. So please subscribe to Bader Games TV. Thanks, Blues. Michael, thank you so much, my friend. Respect. FIFA goes, respect that. Brush. Skills. What if Pep loses to Bayern and loses the league and the FA Cup? Is it time to go? Skills. I'm dealing with one game at a time. You're dealing with way too many games at a time. You may call it a cop-out, but I'm not answering that question.
Dealing with waffle.
Martin's letting you know. Mark in the building. We got no LOL. That's with regards to Pep out. No skills. Don't.
Sorry, I don't know where's that even come from.
I don't know. I like that he asked.
Can't be a City fan.
The questions aren't a problem. That is a lot of dominoes would have to fall in that regard, but we'd have to see. FIFA goes, UCL is garbage. Prem miles better. Okay. Skills. He has failed if he don't win anything this season. Let's be real. It will be an incredibly disappointing season, but it's how you lose, Skills. Skills, it's how you lose. All right. And again, I'm not discussing that right now. I'll discuss it. I'm dealing with one game at a time. One game at a time means Champions League. Let me get through these comments, and we're going to deal with Liverpool. Skills, ridiculous. FIFA's giving him the business. Mark goes, okay. Dre goes, I think Liverpool are just weird in their approach. They complain about not having money, then spend loads on forwards when they need midfielders. Klopp, I feel, will struggle due to that. It's interesting on how they spent their money last summer, but the fact that they spent so much on forwards means that they really don't need to focus on that this year. They can really put a lot of attention on their midfield, and I believe they still want one defensive player possibly, but Liverpool are all over the place. They can't, as a club, and I think it's okay from a fan base. They should be okay to know that they can't be many fan bases, including ourselves, can't expect to be at the top all the time. There's going to be a year where you're going to dip, whether it's dip in terms of quality, players around you. There's going to be a dip in terms of maybe how players are in form. But what you want to count on and what you want to do as a fan base is encourage those players, continue to support those managers to raise their level, because not every time are you going to have the best squad. It doesn't work that way. It just does not work that way. Okay. Let me see that. I was just checking out the comments. Now, we've got Michael goes, I like to help all Manchester City fan channels getting the message out about this brilliant football club and doing brilliant city content. Thank you, Michael. And I appreciate that. We talk often in the comments, right? Post game, we're in the comments, and I appreciate you actually taking the time to be so detailed with your feedback. Sean goes, the season hasn't finished yet. Get involved. See, Sean, skills. I told you, we gotta relax. We gotta relax. I see you got jokes though. Cap, I won't be that excited till we win the second champions, since we've been disappointed. Nah, Cap, no. You win one, you're not. You can be excited. You don't have to be excited until you win the second. When you win the first one, calm. You enjoy it for what it is. I've actually got an interesting theory on us winning the first, but I'm gonna share that at another time. Skills. Okay. UEFA UEFA FA Cup is Sir Alan classic. Michael goes, great points, Dre, about Liverpool, mate. That's true. Skills. Vader, remember that Saka Foden debate on Igal's channel? Yes, I do. Skills, and it's honestly, I say this often. We don't trigger these debates. We're not to say, oh, look at our player compared to yours, your player's crap, or so and so. Most of these debates, most of these comparisons are rivals to us. Now, when rivals bring it to us, we have to stand tall. We have to defend our players, right? But we're not the one initiating these comparisons. And the one with regards to Foden, they're going to pick a season where Foden's been hurt. They're going to pick a season where Foden's been, they're going to pick a moment in time when past seasons he's been so consistent, and one player's now raised their level to be like, let's make the comparisons now. Nah, doesn't work that way. Does not work that way. FIFA goes, I don't think any of us care if we do or don't win the UCL. There's a portion of the fan base that do care. They want it, right? Do they want it at the cost of what else we play for? League, FA Cup? No. So it's an interesting mix. Michael the God. Michael is genius. He's genius. The league.
That's a debate, that'll never end.
No, and it shouldn't. It shouldn't, because it's like, what do you like? Do you like, I don't know, do you like chocolate cake or do you like sponge?
Exactly.
You know, like,
exactly. And it's a generational thing as well. So you just it's a debate that will just rage on and on and on and on and on. So this is why I've even stopped debating about it, because it's opinions, it's what people think, and you're not going to change that. I've got a great opinion when we get to it, mate. I want to talk about.
We're getting into it. So right now with Liverpool, let's go to this real quick, okay? I mentioned where Liverpool are in the league. They're 8th. Now let's look at their last run of games. And the last time they played, no surprise to when we last did the show, was yesterday. They played against Arsenal. Okay? Liverpool, Arsenal was the match that went down. And last week, Skills was quick to remind me. I saw you, Skills. I see you. You're quick to remind me that I said Arsenal were going to win this game 4-5-1. What, Skills, was I wrong? Was I wrong to predict that? Look at the run that Arsenal have been on. Look at the level of games that they've been able to string together. And also look at the form that they were in. I thought that Liverpool looked at their weakest, and that's why I was predicting that score. And I did not expect any type of favors coming from Arsenal. Not one. Okay? But playing in Anfield is a thing. It is a thing. But was it really the fact that they were playing in Anfield, or was it a matter of the manager, Arsenal, maybe messing up? But I'm going to save that. I'm going to deal with what Liverpool did. And we're going to click on this real quick, because the final score was 2-2. But we gotta deal with this lineup, all right? Real quick, and then I'm gonna throw it to Martin, then Klilnical. Liverpool started this game with Alisson, Trent Alexander, Konate, Van Dijk, and Robertson. Pretty standard. That's their back four and keeper. In the midfield, here's where we raise questions, right? Here's the questions that are raised, because they had Jordan Henderson. Okay, he's passed it. Fabinho, still quality, but has been out of form many times. Curtis Jones. He's not raising eyebrows. He's not causing any type of concerns if you see Curtis Jones in the midfield. And then up front, they obviously have Salah, who always shows up. They got Gakpo, new addition, came in January. And then we got Jota just off of injury. This 11, no disrespect to you Liverpool fans. Zane, I don't know if you're still here. No disrespect to this 11. But this 11 should be laughed at, I should say. Should be laughed at when you see Arsenal with Martinelli, Jesus, Saka, Xhaka, Partey, and Odegaard in that midfield. And then defensively, I know they have Zinchenko, Gabriel. Yeah, they don't have Saliba, Holdings there, and White, and Ramsdale in keeper. This entire 11, for the most part, should be laughing at that 11 for Liverpool. They honestly should. I've seen some combined 11s, and I think they only included Alisson and Salah were the only players that were included in a combined 11. The class was on Arsenal's end. Yes, they were going away to Anfield, but the class was on Arsenal's end. This 2-2 result was a surprise to me. I'm going to throw this to you, Martin. 2-2 Arsenal at Anfield. What kind of score did you see or predict, or were you surprised by this 2-2? You saw it.
I actually got it back on. Yeah. I got both bang on 4-1 City and 2-2 these two.
Amazing. I don't know if you're
didn't put a bet on though. I didn't put a bet on either.
Okay. So the 2-2, did you happen to watch the game or you saw highlights?
Watched it all. I missed the Liverpool equaliser because I was driving. So I nearly crashed because I was screaming. And no, this is my thing. Were Arsenal fantastic for 30 minutes? Yes. Mm-hmm. They were. They were just simply fantastic for 30 minutes. Take nothing away. And then obviously the Xhaka incident happened. And Gary Neville said it spot on. Well, I always say when you go to Anfield, you go to the Swamp, you go anywhere, first thing you do, and I'm not just saying this now because you've heard me say this before, Vader, and others have in the chat. First thing you do is quieten the crowd. Mm-hmm. You get them silent. You let them play the CD beforehand, let them all have a sing-along, let them all do karaoke, and then, because they're going to be pumped for 5 minutes, then what you do is you take the sting out of it. You kill the atmosphere. What Xhaka did was right in front of the cop, he jumped everything back up again and got the crowd back. The crowd was sleeping. The crowd were counting sheep. They were done. They were finished. And then Xhaka decides he wants to have a little kick at Trent.
Yeah, at Trent.
Trent reacts. There you go. There's always a flashpoint in a game. You always see in these big games, there's always a flashpoint that G's everything up. Mm-hmm. And it can be one of them, what they call an old school tackle, where, proper 50-50, in we go. Yeah. And, you always get a bit of a ruck, as they say in rugby, when all the players come together and it's a 10-man pull apart. And everyone loves that. It gets everyone going. And Trent, if you look, G'ing the crowd up, and then Arsenal's rear ends just fell.
Yeah.
And then the worst thing that could have happened. They allowed the goal to go in before halftime. Because what that then does is kill all halftime team talks. Arteta sat there at 2-0 going, right, get him in at 2-0. I can calm it all down. The crowd will go quiet again. We're off. Mm-hmm. They gave the ascendancy straight into Liverpool. And Liverpool went, right, here's the goal, bang.
Yeah.
And then Liverpool just came out second half and absolutely
let me go back. Let me go back real quick. Klilnical, what did you think of the Xhaka moment, him and the little toss-up between him and Trent on the sidelines? Oh, Klilnical, if you're speaking, you're on mute.
I think he's having mic issues.
I don't know. My computer has been chipping out a bit.
Okay,
but
we hear you now.
Yesterday, I felt scouse. Yesterday, I was on loan until 5 p.m. US time because I was all in for Liverpool to help us out and get something for us in that game.
Mm.
And I honestly believe with the amount of chances that they created, after that, I want to say 30, 35-minute mark, they should have won the game.
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely believe that. And that's not to say that Arsenal didn't have chances that they could have won the game with, but
Mm-hmm.
there was a certain point after that Xhaka incident where Trent was moved into the midfield. Konate was sticked on Martinelli. He was quieted after that.
Yeah.
Konate went on to have a man of the match performance, in my opinion, aside from that late chance that he really honestly should have scored. But
Okay.
that was what I thought was the brilliant decision. That I don't know if Klopp made that tactical tweak, but that is where I thought Liverpool really changed the game. Because Martinelli in that first portion of the game, he was a live wire. He was going at it completely. So I think that they think about going to Anfield and they forget their record. They look at their performances, which is what you're supposed to do. But like Martin said, you have to control the crowd, and they did not do that.
So I agree. I think that flashpoint moment was another opportunity for Trent to look at the crowd and, and wave the arms up and like, yeah, cheer for us, go, go, go. And I saw that many Liverpool fans were actually doing that throughout the game. When it was 2-0, I was the one being like, mind you, I wasn't in any group chats, but I was like 2-0, and it was like, 30 minutes? I was like, yeah, I was right. It's going to be 4-1. It's going to be 5-1. Look at what's happening right now.
I never gave up on them. I saw the first goal go in, and I was like, it's 8 minutes. There's so much football still left to play. And from the moment the game started, I honestly feel like Liverpool they had more intensity than they had against us. So and
Yeah.
we know that they usually raise their level for the big games. So when I saw that, I just had that little bit of hope in the back of my mind that they're not going out without a fight.
Mm-hmm.
They're at least coming with a fight, and if Arsenal win this, they're going to have to earn it. And when I rewatch the game or look back at the highlights,
Mm-hmm.
you can, for that first goal, for example, like that was just that. In my opinion, that was such a lucky goal. That shouldn't be going in the goal. Like
it was so cluttered. Yeah.
He stumbles into the box and it rolls into the net. Like, it's messy. It's very, very messy.
Yeah.
And
Virgil van Dijk was awful.
Yeah, I think that's really what caused
in the first half. I agree.
But that's my thing here. And this is, it's a CIA show. It's about genders. All I've heard for 24 hours is it's a point gained. It's a great point at Anfield.
Oh my goodness.
It's a fantastic point at Anfield. Right. Let me give you some reality now. Mm-hmm. You've heard all the BS and you've heard all the romance. Let me give you the cold hard facts of truth.
Mm-hmm.
When you are in a 9-game, 100-meter sprint for a league title, a point at Anfield is great in September and October and November. It's a fantastic point.
Mm-hmm.
When you have got Manchester City breathing down your necks and you are going into the last 8 or 9 games, 8 for Arsenal, 9 for us, or whatever it is, we've got a game in hand. 2 things are going to happen. You can't be 2-0 up in a title race and your rear ends fall because of a crowd.
Yeah. So,
that can't happen for number one.
And this is
number
two. Go ahead. Do the number. Yeah, number 2. Go ahead.
No, number two. It's not a point gain. It's 2 dropped. Because what you did was, as of the start of play yesterday at 4:30, Manchester City could have won all their games and they could not win the title.
Mm-hmm.
As of 6:30 yesterday, Manchester City can win all their games and win the title, no matter what Arsenal do.
Yeah.
So that's where it was 2 drops, because you have now given the advantage to Manchester City. The other thing I've heard so far, Liverpool have only lost 1 game at home. It's Fortress Anfield. Hello.
Mm-hmm. You're going a little too far now. Now you're going into.
Well, you know where I'm going, and I'll just sit on it for a while.
Yes.
But they don't realise. I've heard they're coming to the Etihad to roll us over.
Yeah. No, you're skipping away. There's a couple weeks ahead of us, but it's an
Before you
excellent
finish
point.
there, Martin, I'm not allowing any Arsenal fans to say, oh, it's Anfield, so we'll take the point. Because literally, you roll back a week ago, this is exactly what City fans and all the other rival fans have been telling them. This is Anfield. You have to respect the fact that you're going to Anfield, especially with the record that you have. Not saying you can't be confident, but you have to go in there with that peace of mind that this is a difficult ground to play at. They were not all, but majority going in there saying, we're winning this 4-0, we're winning this 5-0, 5-1, 4-1. But now, after the fact, after you drop the points, it's Anfield, we'll take the point. You're not allowed to do that. You can't just double back, and because your situations change, your whole verbal change.
Yeah, spot on. You can't do that. You can't say at the start of the game, oh, we've got to come here, we're on a great run, 8 wins, blah, blah, blah. Then suddenly drop 2 points and then spin it into a positive. Oh, we've got a point. It's great, this. Look at us. Because, again, and the only reason I'm using the Etihad analogy is, I know I'm not jumping ahead, but the reason is because it was the agenda that was thrown yesterday, Beta. I saw so many Arsenal fans saying they were coming to the Etihad to batter us. We've got the exact same record at the Etihad as Liverpool have at Anfield.
Yeah.
Arsenal have got a poor record at the Etihad. They've got actually quite a poor record over City full stop at the moment. City have got the advantage over Arsenal and have done. I heard it all in the FA Cup game, Beta. Doesn't matter, it's only the FA Cup. Then we went to the Emirates and slapped them up there. Oh, but we had 63% possession.
Yeah.
No, you've got to realise right now, you've opened the door. We have, on paper, and I respect everyone, our fixtures are a little easier. Not too much easier because we've got the Champions League and everything else. Mm-hmm. Don't include the FA Cup because we will rotate in that one. But the simple fact is, when you go back over 4 and 5 years, when Manchester City know exactly what they've got to do, they do it. They don't fail. For 4 years, we have had everyone coming at us. You're going to fail. You're going to slip. You're going to slip. You're going to slip. We've never slipped. Mm-hmm. Because Pep Guardiola is sat there with this. You hear it all from the players now. We know what we got to do.
Yeah.
We know exactly what we have to do.
All right, let me continue on with that. And we were talking about with regards to Liverpool and playing Arsenal and the importance of the game, and Klilnical as well as Martin bring up the point of what many Arsenal fans were talking with regards to this fixture and what they were talking about how this season was going to continue on. Martin brings up an excellent point. There was a point where no matter how brilliant, how great we would have been, it wouldn't have mattered if we closed out this season winning with Arsenal not dropping points. Now that they have dropped points and we can carry on our brilliant way, we now control our fate. Now, they can be brilliant as well, but if both of us are brilliant, we win. That's the difference here. That's what's so important now. For them to have dropped points against Liverpool, not the best Liverpool that we've seen, no disrespect, Zane, but for them to have dropped points versus Liverpool, yes, at Anfield, opens up the window and then also would give confidence to other clubs that will be facing Arsenal. And many clubs are fighting for their lives with how the standings are. So that's important to note. I want to mention this with regards to Pep in particular. Pep made a comment and said, it's easier to coach the players now. He said it's easier to coach the players now because now when you say you have to do this to win, you have to do this because we can't afford to not play at our best because it will result in us losing the league, players are listening now. He said when you tell them that in August, September, October, it's kind of like, yeah, we've got so many games to play. This is the moment. These are the moments, and the players are listening. You could see it by the performance. They are listening to the manager. I want to put this. Michael goes, you have to be able to talk the walk, not backtrack like Arsenal fans are doing. That's just it. They're doing mental gymnastics. They're now saying when we were to face them in the league, in the FA Cup, they had all kinds of excuses on why it wasn't important. When we then had to play them at the Etihad, they had all kinds of excuses. Oh, they lost because of the mistakes that they made. That they made, nothing to do with us and how we pressured them. They're doing this mental gymnastics. They're going to continue to do it, and it's a sign of not being experienced. It's a sign of not knowing the magnitude and importance of this league, and they're going to have to change that mentality. Not only the players, but the fan base. You got to recognize there's no rewriting history. You lost, and that's why it's a bad loss. These are 2 points dropped to Martin and Klinical's point. You can't afford to do that, especially when you're 2 goals up. You gotta manage the game better.
This is my point, mate, and this is why I mentioned I wasn't jumping ahead, but this is what I mean. They've got to go to so many places now, and now they can't error.
Mm-hmm.
In the same way we can't error. But they've got to go to St James's Park fighting for top 4. They have to come to Fortress Etihad.
Okay, yeah.
They
this
have.
is where you're going. Yes, I know, but this
No,
is where you're
but
going
what I'm
ahead.
saying is, no, but I'm bringing it back to the weekend because all I've heard is the spin, and I'm not kidding you, mate. There's so many Arsenal fans thinking they're coming to the Etihad and they're winning, and it's a foregone conclusion. And the simple fact is, and that's where the spin of yesterday was dead positive. And I understand they've got to turn it positive. They're in a title fight, but the very, very simple fact of this is, Pep Guardiola, we have got 9 games. 9. Our fixtures are actually going quite nice for us in
Mark,
placement.
You're absolutely right. I just need you to hold those points a little longer because we're kind of spilling over to City's fixtures, and I just want to deal with we combine.
No, I'm just comparing the rhetoric from yesterday. Because if that was City yesterday, if City were 2-0 up at Anfield, and we draw and should have lost by the end, there's a whole different story coming out. And you know that. I know that. That would have been 2 points drop, bottled it. Advantage Arsenal. Splashed everywhere.
You're right. The narrative would have been a lot different, talking about salvage points versus drop points. No, they missed an opportunity 100%. Especially the weakened state of Liverpool. I know it's Anfield, but a weakened state of Liverpool being up 2-0. That's not how you manage a game. Charlie goes official. Dean Smith will be in charge of Leicester when they face City on Saturday. New manager bounce. It's going to be a new manager bounce. We still have to play our style. We'll see what happens there. But thanks for the update, Charlie. Blue Heart goes, Arsenal have 24 points to play for. City have 27 points to play for. Still a ways to go. You're absolutely right. Because of our game in hand. Charlie goes, FIFA goes, you joking to Charlie. And he goes, no, Dean Smith. Okay. No, been announced. He says it's been announced. All right, it's official. Respect Arsenal players, but not fans. They are. I hear that they're a like team. The fan base, it's not a story. Let me go to the remaining teams in the standings. Liverpool at 8th. Brighton are ahead of them. Aston Villa are ahead of them. And at 5th, we got Tottenham. I mentioned this earlier. The fact that there's so many teams in front of Liverpool, they're not playing for top 4. That's no longer a mission for them. Their next game, they played against Arsenal. Their next game, which will be on the 17th, so that's next Monday, they play Leeds away. Again, I think their season's pretty much a write-off. Will we be paying that much attention to Liverpool? Probably not. They don't affect us anymore. They don't affect Liverpool. We will be seeing what the results are, but in terms of the magnitude, in terms of threat level, targets, they've now fallen off. They're no longer on our radar. Next up, we got Tottenham. Oh, I didn't mean to click on that. My bad. Tottenham are currently ranked 5th. They've played 30 games, 16 wins, 5 draws, 9 losses. They have a goal differential of 13. They have 53 points, so they're 3 points behind United, and United have a game in hand. Clicking on Tottenham, obviously they've got a new manager. I watched this game on and off. Pretty much when I heard the announcer's voice raise is when I paid more attention, to be honest with you. But if you watch this game, especially if you watch some of the extended highlights, many terrible calls or non-calls, I would say. VAR played a huge factor in why this game ended up 2-1 in favor of Tottenham. in my humble opinion. I think as a result, it's going to have Brighton very fired up, because that should have been 3 points. That should have been 3 points for Brighton, and let's see what that would have done for Brighton. If had they won, it would have taken them to 49 points, would have brought them ahead of Aston Villa, and they have 2 games in hand. So a lot still to be played for. I think they got done wrong. I think Brighton got done wrong by Tottenham. I'm not sure what you guys think in the comments. Klilnical or Martin? Klilnical, did you happen to see the game, or did you just see the final results?
Yeah, no, I saw it.
You saw the game?
I actually only saw the highlights. I didn't get to watch this one live. But one thing that did stand out to me, aside from all the missed calls for Brighton, there was a point where the dugout was on fire. You know, there was a big argument, conflict going on over there. And I noticed Stellini, the Spurs coach, he stood to the side, he stepped away, and he was watching everything unfold. And then him and De Zerbi get red carded. So that was a bit weird to me. I was wondering, like, it was actually De Zerbi and his assistant who were in the argument, but the head coach is the one who got the red card. That was, and that just epitomizes the refereeing in the UK. Like, it's a joke. I always mention to my friends, I don't understand how you can set the rules up in a way where if you have 5 different referees, they can see the same incident and have 5 different opinions on it, and you don't think this is an issue.
Yeah, I know there is a difference in terms of seeing something live in combination of different events to when you then cut and splice it, or you just see it for like a still or in the moment. But going back to the whole arguments between the managers, either the ref just had enough, like gave them some leeway throughout the game, and it was just like, listen, you guys keep walking out of your zones, you guys are using way too much profanity, you're out of here. Like, those are some of the things we were never privy to. But it was really odd for them to been sent off. So I would assume that a lot would have had to take place between the two of them. What does that mean with regards to, does the red card mean that they're going to be missing their next game or their next 2 games? We'll have to see about that. But I thought that De Zerbi, his reaction was warranted. I think he was done so bad by many of those non-calls or reverse calls based off of VAR or handballs or goals and so on, that it was like, what the heck's going on here? So he lost his mind for a little bit. You kind of get that. And for the Spurs and Harry Kane and those guys to get that result, it was just like they didn't earn it. They didn't deserve it.
It
right?
it really seemed like match fixing somewhere along the lines. Like they went into the game saying Spurs is leaving here with 3 points and we're making it happen. From a neutral's perspective, it did look a lot like that, because Brighton they must feel very hard done by this result. And an apology after the game is like an extra slap in the face.
Okay, so Charlie goes, the manager was sent off for failing to control their technical area. Yeah, so I think if he's, walking outside of the dash marks, or maybe having too many people in there with regards to assistant coaches, like that can be too much. And then preventing the sideline or assistant referee to move freely, that's another thing to deal with. Charlie goes, apparently Stellini said at the start of the match to De Zerbi that the only way he is winning at Brighton is because of Graham Potter. Oh, okay, so he's implying that the reason why he's winning now at Brighton is because of what Potter did previously. That's trash. It's terrible. Totally disagree. He deserves his success over there. He's done a lot, because that whole coaching staff walked up and went to Chelsea. Sir Allen goes, it's easy. The referee should only go to the TV monitor, and he makes the decision only. I agree. I think someone should say, listen, you made the call. Let's be 100%, right? Because they want to show him something that might maybe lead to doubt. It shouldn't be something to confirm a call that's already been on the pitch. It would be to see something that may change his mind and why he should be sent to the monitors. I agree with that, Alan. Sean goes, Arsenal knocked out of every cup competition. Doesn't bode well for a big game at the Etihad. It doesn't. And there's a whole level of mentality to have to speak on that. I got to move a lot quicker. So let's look at Tottenham with regards to next week. They play on Saturday. They play at home again, and they play against Bournemouth. Bournemouth fighting for their lives. Let me get your predictions real quick. Klilnical. Tottenham, are they winning versus Bournemouth?
This is a game that they should be winning, yeah. I do know that Bournemouth got a result against Leicester, I think it was, in their 6-pointer, 1-0 win. And both teams have been dodgy this season, to say the least. But Spurs should be getting a win from this. I think they'll. Yeah, I think they'll win by a small margin.
Okay.
Not draw.
No, that's cool. Martin, what's your take on Tottenham versus Bournemouth? Bournemouth currently 15th in the league.
Are they at home?
Yeah, they're at home. Tottenham are at home.
Tottenham will win them.
Yeah, I'm in agreement.
Tottenham will win.
I think that's going to be a casual win, comfortable win, because they're going to, and hopefully it's not a, what do they call it? Banana peel. Is that what they say? What does it say?
Banana skin.
Banana skin. Hopefully that's not one of those games, because they're going to be playing Newcastle the following week. But they shouldn't be looking ahead. It's 1 week at a time for Tottenham, so they should win against Bournemouth. Don't kill me in the comments. I forgot what that saying was. Now, when we go to next up, we got Manchester United. Manchester United, obviously slightly ahead of Tottenham with 56 points. They played 29 games. They have a game in hand, 17 wins, 5 draws, 7 losses. They're tied with Newcastle with regards to the standings, but their next match happens to be in Europa against Sevilla. So, and they play on Sunday. So they'll play on Thursday against Sevilla at home, and they'll play away at Nottingham Forest on Sunday. Really quickly, guys, what do you think of United's chances of winning the first leg at Old Trafford against Sevilla?
I'm not entirely sure if they'll have Casemiro back for this game. I think the bans that he had were for Premier League games.
Yeah, I think he's back. He's back. He's going to be back for Europa.
Okay, and I think Everton was also his last game in the Premier League anyway, so that shouldn't even matter. But I do think Rashford is out after picking up an injury against Everton.
Yep.
And he's a big part of their firepower. I don't see who's going to come in and replace his output. Definitely not Sancho. So I think it's going to be rough, but they should be getting it. I think they will get over the line, being that they are at home, and Sevilla has been poor this season. We saw that in our group stage in the Champions League. They're not having a good season, and I think they had a really bad start to La Liga as well. I'm not sure where they are now, but I do think they should. And after all the money they've spent, you'd love to see that they should be winning this game. They definitely should be getting a win out of this game.
Yeah, I think so. No worries. I was just asking Klilnical early predictions for United Sevilla. It's at Old Trafford.
United 2-1 win.
2-1 win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see United winning as well, but I'm not impressed with their...
Only a slight one.
Yeah. I actually see them winning 1-0. I see them winning 1-0, and it's still going to be stressful going over to Sevilla. So I'm going to give 1-0 to United.
I don't think they go through. I think they'll get beat over there, but I think they'll take the home advantage will just count.
Sean C goes Sevilla 2-0. I'm saying 1-0 United on the first leg. Now... Blue Heart goes Sevilla to go through with a 3-2 win at home. Okay. Okay, not mad at that. Now let's look at Nottingham Forest United. It's who's winning that game?
Draw.
A draw. Martin says a draw. Klilnical. Nottingham Forest United. I'm not sure if he's there. I'm saying United actually win 2-1. So I actually have Martin Sevilla score for Nottingham Forest. They're going to win 2-1. And I see Nottingham Forest scoring first. No problem.
I do think, they should be getting the win out of this game as well. I'm going to go for a draw for this one because it's getting to the point where Forest have to get something out of these games if they have any ambition of staying up. They have to change how they're approaching these games or something. Something has to change. And, if Rashford isn't back for that game, I think they might struggle to break them down and get something off them.
Okay. Not mad at that. After United, we got Newcastle. Newcastle are third in the league. Oh, actually, my bad. Let me put this comment on screen. Blue Heart goes, I'm going with Forest 2-1. Ooh, 2-1 Forest. I think I was saying 2-1 United versus Forest, but we'll remember that. And I'm actually working on something behind the scenes to be able to collect the scores that you guys predict so that I can remind you of the scores when you're in the chat for the following match. So I'm working on something. I'll keep you guys posted on it. Newcastle, third, tied in points with 56 like United. They played 29 games just like United, but they have 15 wins, 11 draws, and 3 losses. Newcastle's next match, or last match, I should say, was against West Ham. And I'm no lie, I did not watch the game, but I did watch the extended highlights. And I watched the extended highlights because I saw what the score was. I saw 5-1. I was like, how did Newcastle score 5-1? Where are these goals coming from? So I had to tune in and watch it. Very, very impressive. Are they in the form that's now going to make sure that they secure top 4? I think so. I think they know the fight that they have, the fact that they're ahead of United. I think they're up for this fight. So they got the 5-1. They what am I doing? They had the 5-1, and then they played Brentford. Oh, right. They played Wednesday. They played Saturday. They got 2-1 against Brentford. Their next match happens to be against Aston Villa, and that is no joke. That is no joke, this game against Aston Villa. Klilnical. Unai Emery, Aston Villa against Newcastle. What's your take? Who's winning?
I think Villa has been looking really good. They're on really good form right now. I haven't been able to see any of their games recently, but I don't know. I think Villa just might be able to get something off them. Well, it's hard to say because Newcastle are also in really good form as of late. I didn't watch that last game either, but I wish I did. I wish I at least even watched the highlights like you did, but I was so caught up focusing on that Arsenal Liverpool.
Of course. No apologies needed. I hear you.
Some points right there, but I hope that Newcastle do get something out of it because I need them in this top 4 race for when they face Arsenal.
I like that. They have to be playing for something. I also don't want their top 4 to be secured.
I wouldn't mind if they lose this game to Villa.
Right, for the urgency of them playing against Arsenal. I hear you.
So
Sean
that
goes,
they're
you're chopping in and out. Sean goes Villa 1, Newcastle 1. I'm not mad at that. It is going to be a good game. I will not be watching it live. That game's taking place 7:30 a.m. my time. I will not be watching that live. So I'll be catching the highlights. Dudley goes Newcastle 3-1. Okay, over Villa. Blue Heart goes Forest trying to escape relegation. Let's remember, that's why I went for them at home. Okay, I got
Newcastle. Can you hear me?
I hear you now, Martin. Yep.
Newcastle
Villa.
Newcastle Villa. This is a tricky one.
What's Aston Villa playing for?
They're trying to get in European places.
They're 6th right now. You're right.
Yep.
You're right.
They've come out of nowhere.
Both of them are playing for something. Unai Emery's he's on a mission.
I think Newcastle will get a point, as I think they'll get a point against Arsenal. My issue, what I saw today with Newcastle was a very intriguing situation with the Anthony Gordon situation.
Okay. So
only because this is what I've said to Newcastle. This is always, people think I hate Newcastle. I don't. I know the Newcastle journey. I know the journey Newcastle are on. They're on the same journey as us. And as other people have said, they have a manager who is, what's the word? He's a bit like Graham Potter. Does very well at a mid-table team or a team just on the outskirts. Then put him to the top where you want to go, and it breaks down because the players don't respect. And that's where Newcastle will make top 4. My issues are with Newcastle going forward next season, because I don't think Eddie Howe, when he starts bringing in the superstars, will have that respect. And I think that's when they make the change. Only because you're seeing it now with Anthony Gordon. Andy Gordon, his own little head, thinks he's a superstar, and Eddie Howe can't manage it. He's already kicked him to the under-23s for the rest of the season. They spent 45 million in January and kicked him to the under-23s. That ain't going to be able to go on forever, because eventually they'll start looking at an Mbappe, they'll start looking at the Neymars, not them, but those qualities. Do you think they're going to be allowed to be kicked into the under-23s? It's a whole different ball game. I think Eddie Howe will be good for the journey. I don't think he'll finish the journey.
No,
so Newcastle will get there. Yeah. I don't think he'll finish there.
No, I remember
only because to me, Eddie Howe is their Mark Hughes.
No, I see the analogy. I see the connection with regards to, someone to kind of build a change amongst the club, the pursuit, and then it's something to get you over the hump. And
he's the transitional manager.
Yeah,
he's and that's really awful to say because he's done a fantastic job. But at the end of the day, a lot of them players that are currently at Newcastle won't be there in 12 months or 18 months.
Yeah. No, I hear
and that's what Newcastle have to start getting prepared for. It's a different journey.
I hear that point. With what you mentioned with regards to getting over that hump, Sean goes, I see Mourinho to Newcastle at some point.
That's where they'll eventually go. And I don't mean Mourinho to that caliber.
Yeah, that type of caliber of coach.
Is Eddie Howe going to set in a transfer negotiation with an Erling Haaland? For example, and I don't mean a Haaland. It's a lot different. He's brought in a young kid, the superstar at Everton, and can't handle him.
Yeah. Blue Heart disagrees. He goes, oh, no, Blue Heart actually goes, could happen, Sean. Not sure Mourinho won't think he's bigger than Newcastle, though. Yeah, there might be a little, Mourinho, I'm bringing you guys along to the success. Listen to me, what you guys know. But in terms of manager with that type of profile, that type of pedigree, I hear the point that Sean as well as Martin's making, and you as well, Blue Heart. Now,
and it's harsh. It is harsh, mate. But that's the realms of business. That's the realms of. It's like us. When Manchester City got taken over, they didn't go straight get Pep Guardiola.
Right. And even there was a lot of learning too, because not only going for Hughes to Mancini, but even with how Mancini winning the first time
Pellegrino.
Around, yeah, and even how both of them were backed for the second year after winning, right? Like there's certain things that you got to kind of learn and develop. But we've got Aston Villa, Newcastle. That's going to be an important game. Like I said, I won't be watching it, but I will be checking out those results. Klilnical brought up the point. He wants to make sure that Newcastle are kind of hungry, maybe cut injured a little bit, really needing the win against Arsenal when they do face each other. So we'll pay close attention to that. Now, we've done post-match breakdowns. We've talked about City and performances. I'm going to have a Why Always Me later in the week where we're going to deal with the game in particular in greater detail. I want to point out that our match that just took place this past weekend against Southampton was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I'm not happy with how we conceded that goal. I'm going to break that down a little bit because I think that's something that we want to be on. Maybe us as fans, those that are in the stands, could kind of like make sure that players are on it. The players themselves can kind of see how they kind of defended in that moment. It reminded me a little bit of, not to the same brilliance, but it reminded me of the moment when Salah kind of went through on the other side, but he was in the 18-yard box and given a little too much leniency to go through the box and get a shot off. But how we played, how we responded, how we actually played with Haaland now as a starter was absolutely great. I love it. Some of our fans did question how the kind of start that we had to the game, but it's about how you play, how you respond, and the result that we got. Again, another 4-1 victory, back-to-back 4-1s, first against Liverpool, now against Southampton, and that leads us into our next match that happens tomorrow against Bayern. We're home. We play Bayern. I featured on True City Fan, did a preview show. And if you also missed the preview show that took place on Mancunian Way, go and check that out. Again, channel details are in the description. But we've got this match coming up tomorrow, 3 p.m. my time, 8 p.m. UK time. City versus Bayern. Important game. Important game. I'm not going to ask you guys for predictions. I'm not going to ask you guys for scores. City fans in the chat, you know we want to win. We're home. We're gonna want this win to take over to the second leg. I think for City fans, we're gonna be most comfortable if we can have a 2-goal lead. But let's remember this is Champions League. All right, this is Champions League. As long as we're able to take a win, I think we should be really happy. If it's a draw, it's not the end of the world because both teams will have to open up to get a win. You want to win. You don't play for penalties. So we have the quality to get the result at home. We have the fan base to cheer the players on to get the result that we want. Tuchel is now the manager over at Bayern, like we talked about on True City Fan. First they had Tuchel, fired Tuchel, then they get Potter, fire Potter, then they hire. Now they've hired Frank Lampard. Over at Chelsea, and now over at Bayern. They start off the season with Nagelsmann, and they fire him, and now they have Tuchel, who was formerly.
Have you already talked the Lampard stuff?
Lampard with regards to Chelsea, yeah, that was the first thing. Yeah,
all right.
We talked about.
I think it's quite a clever thing they did.
Yes, I do too. I think it keeps the fan
only because the buying time.
Exactly.
Because you've got to remember, he's only there till the end of the season.
Yeah.
He's not coming to do the job permanently. They've now to play for, settle it all down. They brought in Frank Lampard, who's a fan favourite.
Mm-hmm.
Won them the Champions League. Happy day, or not? Well, not the Champions League, but he did well for that season, or under a difficult situation. I forgot Tuchel won them the Champions League, but the simple fact is, it's just there while they interview people. I think it's quite a little clever caveat what they're doing. Bowley's bought himself some time because I don't think he doesn't want to make the same mistake he did with Potter.
Yeah, I think, and again, whether it was really a mistake with Potter, that's a debate for another time. But when you have a loyal soldier like Frank Lampard, he's taking advantage of it. He's a good soldier. Sean goes, Eddie could still get a job at United if things don't work out, or Liverpool. Sean, I don't know about that.
That's awesome.
Newcastle going for Pochettino. That's a possibility. Not surprised there. A lot of managers are kind of holding out, that knowing that there's going to be vacancies and they'll have some opportunities. But with regards to the game, Sean goes, I see 2-1 win for City tomorrow. You know what? I can see a 2-goal lead with City. I want to see the lineup. You know me with regards to score predictions and all that kind of stuff. But with how we've been playing, for how menacing Haaland's been, for how dialed in every player's been, right? When you think of Gundo, you think of KDB, you think of how the defense has been. You think of how Grealish has been moving the ball, and Rodri. I can see a very commanding performance, and I can see us with a 2-goal lead. I'm not going to spend too much time on it because the game is tomorrow, and previews have been done. I know previews have been done, but I want to say this because this is what's happening this week. We play against Bayern first tomorrow. Wednesday. Play against Bayern. Wait, we play against Bayern on Wednesday.
Tuesday.
Oh, on
Wednesday
Tuesday,
for you.
sorry.
Yeah,
On
Tuesday. Well,
on
yeah,
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah.
Confused me then.
No. Yeah, I was all over the place with that one. But we play against Bayern tomorrow, and then on Saturday we play against Leicester. Okay, we play against Leicester. That's going to be an important game. Leicester, let's be real, guys. Leicester are playing. They're playing for their lives as well. They're 19th in the league. They didn't have a great result in the last game that they played. So losing 1-0 to Bournemouth is not good. They're going to be out for a fight. So it's going to be important for us to get a proper result. Champions League as well as Leicester to keep this pressure and momentum that we have, and that Arsenal can feel our hot breathing breath as we're chasing them down behind them. So we got to keep that going.
It's a free hit Saturday for Leicester.
Yeah, there wouldn't be much expectations on them getting a result against us. I agree with you.
No, it's the fixtures. If you look at Leicester's fixtures, they've actually got far, far more input because they literally play everyone around them after us.
Oh, okay. There's kind of like 6 players around them.
Yeah, they basically. I think they play Wolves, Everton.
Yeah, they play
Leeds.
us. They play Wolves. They play Leeds. They play Everton.
Yeah. This, I mean, I honestly think because Dean Smith, comes in tomorrow, he's not going to know his team fully by Saturday to come up against Manchester City.
Yeah,
that'll just be let me watch. We'll take the hit on Saturday, and then I'll focus you after that. And that's the way they should look at it. And that's why I do think we'll batter Leicester. I know we'll talk about that later in the week, but I think we do batter them because I don't think Leicester will have enough time. And it'll be seen just as a complete free hit for them. Because them fixes afterwards are far, far more important for their season.
Yeah, I agree. Just to let you know, Blue Heart, there's no watch along tomorrow because that's a home game. Only away games, a Champions League away game, so you get a watch along. So you got Blue Heart asking the question there.
I'm not getting my phone out in the stadium, Blue Heart. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, not doing that. Cap goes, need that revenge against Tuchel, 100%. Blue Heart also points out expecting Bayern Munich to be mega low block tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised at that. I wouldn't be surprised at Tuchel being away, mucking it up, making it an ugly game, and just looking to maybe come out of there with a
Can I ask a quick question, Bater?
Yeah,
before I shoot.
Mm-hmm.
On the preview, because I haven't watched True City, did you go 3 at the back, 4 at the back?
We did 4 at the back, but knowing that Pep could easily.
With who? Did Walker go in?
We had Walker, Stones, Diaz, and Ake.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting on what he does.
Complete opposite to me.
Yeah, but again, I'm not gonna be mad either way with whatever Pep does. Sean goes, Leicester will have to go attacking because they are at a stage where they need nothing but wins. It's true, but they may choose to just maybe get a draw versus us and go and fight against those other clubs that Martin mentioned.
Yeah.
That they're surrounded
If they come attacking towards it's suicide.
Yeah, I agree. Cheers, Vader. Come on, City. Sean, thank you for being on the show, my guy. We're talking about Arsenal just to wrap things up real quick. Blue Heart goes, the Fox still need points, though. Yep, they still need points, but they may choose to be like, let's get 1 from City if we can. Let's go out and get 3 against the rest that definitely impact in the standing. Sorry, Klilnical?
Exactly.
Oh, your internet's kind of chopping in and out.
How they did when they came to the.
You're chopping in and out, my friend. Sorry. Real quick, we're going to talk about Arsenal because I do have to cut this short. Or not short. We're actually over time. I'm going to do better. I promise. We're going to do better, and I'm going to have a timer. Guys, I'm working on it. The timer, I'm going to be clicking in it 10 minutes per team. That way we can get this done and still have a great combo at the same time. But Arsenal are top of the league still. 30 games played, so we have a game in hand. They got 23 wins, 4 draws, 3 losses. They have 43 goal differential. We have 48, so we have 5 goals more than them. And points tally, they have 73. We have 67. It is tight. It is a fight. Arsenal have the luxury to only play 1 game a week. They've fallen out of Carabao Cup, which concluded a lot early in the year. They've fallen out of the FA Cup, which we still happen to be competing in. they've fallen out of the Europa, which Manchester United are still competing in, and all they have to do, all they have to think about and focus, eat, sleep, is the Premier League. And they were able to get a draw against Liverpool. We've talked about that. Some will say point gain, some will say 2 points dropped. All I know is I'm happy for the result, not going to lie. Now, their next match happens to be against West Ham. They play at 9 a.m. on Sunday. So we would have played before them. All right? We would have played before them before they play. And they happen to play away at West Ham. Oh, I didn't mean to click on that. So they play away at West Ham. And I wanted to click on this. West Ham happened to be 14th in the league. Are West Ham playing for anything? I think they're making sure that they don't creep.
Yeah, relegation.
Right? They're going to make sure that they don't creep any closer to that. So they're going to be playing for that. They're playing at home. So they're going to put up a fight. And the fact that is London versus London, it's going to be an interesting battle. It's going to be a good fight. Do I expect drop points for them? Absolutely not. I expect Arsenal to get a result here. It's going to be a week of if they get their 3, we get our 3, and we move. Not expecting any drop points. I expect them to react with a win after taking a draw versus Liverpool. If Klilnical, Martin, if you guys disagree with that take, please let me know.
I would honestly.
Go ahead.
See, I'm looking at it different. I think us playing every 3 days is an advantage.
Oh, 100%. We're sharp. We have to be dialed in, and players know that they could be expected to play because there has to be, everybody has to be ready. And
it's very clever as well because we have, and I sound so disrespectful when I say it, but we will rotate for that Sheffield United game, so they will get a week off. So some players will get a week. That's when I'm expecting Alvarez to start, Rico Lewis to come in and start, Laporte to probably start. Ortega will start. So you know, Kyle Walker will probably start. So you're going to get your rotation into that game. I honestly think at the moment, I think Arsenal playing once a week is more of a problem. West Ham, I expect them to get the job done.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I'm just keep looking at St. James's Park and us.
Okay. Slow down there.
I expect them to win everything else because they are a very, very good team. They're a very, very good team, but they're a young team.
Yeah.
And Zinchenko's reaction on Sunday told me a lot.
Told me a lot. It did. It revealed a lot, but also at the same time, it's because he was the reason. He was the one that got nutmegged, and he was the reason for that equalizer. That could be very damaging. That's
what I'm saying. The fans look at it as a point gained. The players will not. Zinchenko is sat there, devastated, going, I've done this. I've dropped us 2 points, and I know what's behind us.
Yeah.
I just want to
Zinchenko is not stupid.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go slowly back to that point about playing 1 game a week. I don't know why Arsenal fans are looking at this as an advantage. And in my opinion, that's the mentality of a team that's fighting for top 4. That's not the mentality of a team that plays the way they do. Similarly to us, we play a possession-based style that has so much passing. We want all the possession of the ball. Everyone needs touches on the ball. You see how Odegaard and Martinelli and Saka move the ball, and they want everyone to get a feel of the ball, pass it around, play with it. Then you having 1 game a week, you don't get that across multiple games. We have that, and you see how in the business end of the season, when every game is 3 days away, how we just bounce, like we push that momentum into each game. They're not able to do that. And in a situation like they're in now, where they drop points against Liverpool, Zinchenko especially, he has a week to think about this before they go away to West Ham. Now, that can go one of 2 ways for them, and you really don't know. They will be thinking about these things.
No, you're right.
If you beat them when they come to the Etihad, the next 5 games after that, it's the same thing. They're gonna be thinking about it, and I'm not entirely sure on this, but at least I'm not sure if it's every game now until the end of the season, but definitely for the majority of them, we will play before them. And I think that's
you're
gonna be
right.
a
You're
big
right.
part in development as well.
I agree
And
with
you
your
know-
point. I agree with your point with regards to Zinchenko, 1 game a week, because we say it often, and we've heard managers say this. After a loss, the thing that every player wants to do is play again. They want to
Get back
play
on
a
the
game.
bike.
They want to erase that from their mind. They want to reset. So I'm in agreement with you.
And do you know what they are?
Mhm.
If Arsenal want to go with where they want to go, they can't have that mentality.
Yeah, you're right.
You cannot win the league and then walk into a Champions League and go, well, let's get out of this quickly and we play 1 game a week. It's easier for the league. No, it don't work like that.
Yeah.
This is why I never understood the FA Cup mentality. Or get out of that, it's all right. Don't really matter. Didn't work out for you very well.
Losing is
Winning.
never all right.
Winning becomes a mentality. And the big thing for Arsenal, the last time they dropped points, they went on a 2 or 3 game wobble.
Yeah. When they dropped points against us was their worst run. We'll see how they respond versus Liverpool, but
that's what I mean by the young team. Yeah. It's a young mentality still. They've done excellent, but the problem is they've got, if they do it, listen, if they win the league, congratulations, I will big them up big time. Big up the team, not the fans. The fans have lost all my respect with the way they're behaving. Because they've not been there for 20 years to come in and do this arrogant cockiness that they're throwing around.
Yeah.
Come in with a little bit of humbleness and a bit of respect.
No,
you know what I mean?
I hear that.
That's what gets me. But the simple fact is, they're a young team. If they do it, brilliant. Yeah. But what they've also got to remember is, if they fail, that they don't let it crumble them.
Right.
Because they're young. Because it could do that as well. They may crumble. They may go, oh, we can't. When winning breeds winning, losing breeds losing.
Exactly. Yeah. There's habits. You can have good habits, and you can have winning habits, and you can also have losing habits. And they say winning's contagious, but at the same time, losing can be contagious. And the thing I wanted to say with regards to what Klilnical brought up is the fact that these players don't have the chance to kind of reset really quickly can be very damaging. And also, when you think of what Zinchenko and Jesus have brought to them in terms of winning mentality, and I'm sure they've talked about what it's like at City, what it's like with regards to this pursuit closing in on these titles. That's going to creep into what they should also expect from City. Like, it can be positive and negative. There's going to be doubt creeping in, and I love how things have happened. We need to respond with a win 100%, which I think we will do. Arsenal top of the league again. I'm going to go to these comments, and then I do have to shut this down. But it's been a great show because of you in the comments, because of the panelists with regards to Gundelorian, Klilnical, Martin. You guys have made the show a brilliant one again. Sean goes, Chelsea could get something from Arsenal because derbies are 50-50, and Lampard won at Emirates from behind in 1920 season. You're right. And we'll get to that. We'll get to that, trust me, when we do our reviews and previews at the CIA Intelligent Agendas Week 30. And we're going to definitely address that game. Blue Heart goes, 1 game a week does give them breathing space. They can prepare, get their tactics sorted. There are some advantages. I'm sure Arteta will know the pitfalls. Yeah, it's true. It's true. And let me say this, Blue Heart, because this is what many Arsenal fans want to bring up. Oh, Arteta was there when Pep has been pursuing and closing out these seasons. He was there for the Centurion season. Yeah, but he hasn't been there for the last 2 years. And the last 2 years, if you hear it from Pep, has been even more challenging because it's getting these players to repeat again. There's a certain level of mentality, there's certain tactics, there's certain approaches that he's had to implement against this squad that Arteta has not been privy to. So yes, he was a student, and yes, he learned a lot, but he hasn't learned of what Pep's been doing this last 3 years. All right. So let's relax on some of the Arsenal fans that say Arteta knows Pep inside out. No, he doesn't. Andrew goes, after Newcastle is Brighton at home. Brighton aren't pushovers, home or away. You're right. Brighton's going to be a key game. And Sean goes, atmosphere at St. James Park is really intense. Better than Anfield. Arsenal will crumble there. It's going to be a huge test. They're very dismissive. Arsenal fans are very dismissive of this Newcastle game, but we'll have to wait and see. I want to point this out, and I'm going to give Martin a chance, as well as Klilnical a chance to talk about your channels. I'm going to put you front and center with regards to on screen, and let me know what you got next. How do I do this? Actually, how do I do it? Martin, how did you make the single big screen?
Well, what I did is just
just remove. If I just remove it?
Oh, you can just remove, yeah.
Okay.
It's up to you. I don't need to be front and center, mate.
Okay, I'll keep it on screen. But Martin, you want to bring up your channel and see what's going on for the week?
Yeah. This week, tomorrow night, 11:15, there will be a post-match reaction. Well, I'm saying 11:15-ish, depending on when I get back.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Hopefully to have you on, Parks coming on, Alan, a few people coming on for the post-match buy-in. On Thursday night, we'll start counting down to Leicester. And then next week, I've got something going on with 9320 Pubcast, where we're going to have a giveaway of a retro shirt for fans. Plus, next Wednesday will be a watch-along. That's when the watch-along is, next Wednesday. There'll be 2 or 3 of us on it live.
Okay.
So that'll be a good one for the buying game.
Nice.
But get this guy to 500 subs and then to 1,000, because the guy deserves it. He's a legend.
Thank you so much.
Help him out.
Thank you, man. And again, the details to Martin, the Mancunian Ways channel, are in the description. Just click on it. And if you're on the computer, you don't even have to leave the channel. I think you just click on it, subscribe. It's really easy. Klilnical, shout out your channel and what you got going on, man.
Yeah, 100%. We all City fans indeed who need to stick together and keep pushing the train. We know they're all against us. We can't be against ourselves as well. That only helps them. But for me, I do have a stream coming up. I usually have a stream as soon as the lineups are out for any of our games.
Okay.
So definitely check out my channel. The link is in the description here if you don't already follow me. But as soon as the lineups are out, Klilnical is live, so come check it out. Give me some support, and I'll be giving my thoughts ahead of the Bayern game as well, since it's just before, and then basically a preview for Leicester as well. Another stream coming Thursday at 12 US time. That's 5 UK time, I believe. So definitely help me out. I'm 2 subscribers away from 40 subscribers, and then the next goal after that is 50. So, yeah,
make it happen. I like his twist, because he'll then take the team that City's facing, and as he's playing, he's discussing what he thinks may happen and what to expect. So it's a nice twist on his content. Please go and subscribe to his channel. All you gamers out there probably also looking for some matches. Hit him a sub and then hit him up in the DMs or in the comments. You can get a match. I
always say, like, if anyone's looking for smoke, I have free samples. So just let me know if you want a game. Invitations out to you, Vader. Invitations out to you, Martin. Just let me know.
No doubt. We'll have to make it happen. I'm gonna make sure that my Twitch people can tune in and check it out. But
he don't want to face me. He don't want to get embarrassed.
We're gonna make this happen in all due time. I gotta keep everyone nice and cool and happy together before
Speed merchant.
But I want to say this: week 30, City has been phenomenal this year, guys. We just continue to improve, and as a fan base, I can see all of us being that much more secure with each other and encouraging the team and not necessarily finding the positives, but really looking at the games and how they're being played and giving really good assessments on how we're performing. I love how we see this. We hear it often, business end of the season, but we as a fan base need to continue. We know what we're pursuing. This three-peat has only been done by one other club. We're after it, as well as what we're doing in Champions League and FA Cup. So let's continue to do what we do. Everyone in the comments, thank you so very much. And I promise you, I'm going to get smoother and sharper with it. I want to be really concise with what we discuss, and it's no fault to the speakers, to the panelists, to the agents. The CIA agents are on it. It's for me to have to balance the comments as well as what I have to say. I sometimes run on, but I want to thank you all: Sean, Blue Heart, Andrew. The names. Let me go through them actually. Cap in the building. Dudley also had something to say. My girl was in the mix earlier. Michael, Zane was in the building. Charlie, Sir Alan, thank you so much. Thunder, FIFA, of course, with the comments, always throwing out his Carson agendas. And if I missed you, apologies, but I know I shouted you out during the show. Thank you all for tuning in. If you haven't hit that sub button, please hit it. If you haven't hit that like button, do that as well. The numbers have been really great, very appreciative, and let's continue to improve. I'm going to refine the show. I'm going to catch you guys next week, and we're going to have great results to talk about. I'm Vader Games. This is Vader Games TV. CIA Week 30, CIA Intelligent Agendas, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'm out.